didn't know this. You know, he sold another land.
Yes, already sold.
To pay for the case. There is a case that he was just having. There is a case that he was just fighting with Mossad. So Mossad went and take some B3. Is it B3?
Yeah, it's a B3.
So he went and takes B3, and he went to the police, and he arrested Murimi. After arresting him, my dad went there and they talked, and they decided that the Murimi has to pay.
How much?
It was 30,000 Kenyan shillings. Just imagine, Murimi sold another land for 30,000 Kenyan.
To who?
To Conrad himself. To Conrad, just imagine. For 30,000. Now, they just do some approximate saying that this place from this place to this place is like 30,000.
Approximation.
So they use they approximate, saying this place and this is like one.
So what is wrong with Murimi? When you can talk about he's your brother.
He's my brother for real, but the only thing that is just taking him back is because of I don't know if the taking
Leak or stupidity.
And also I can say there is some stupidity inside there because you know, a man who is just understanding himself.
Not only understanding. What I can tell you is this kind of the man is a universian.
Yeah.
He went to university. Did he graduate?
No. He didn't graduate. But imagine. Just imagine.
I can see where now things started.
Just imagine. My dad sold the land in order to pay for him a school fees.
Camera rolling. Hello, beautiful internet, wherever you are, welcome back. It's Ernest Ginto back again to the spot here. And today we have democratized here finally to make sure that everything is coming out from this kind of the spot with an immediate effect. And what's now tangling here, you can hear much of the crackling of talk about the work is moving, talk about the iron sheet in terms of getting to this kind of the toilet, and everything is just moving so characteristically very nice. And you can now see much of the top handyman and top masons who are just on this kind of the site today. There are so many enough to make sure that we are going to be having the completion of this kind of the toilet, maybe today or tomorrow, but one. Because where we have reached is in this kind of the manner like we're going to be having a curtain wall going to be at this kind of the area, and also they are plastering for the people who are going to be doing the plaster, and there are so many of them here also, and the roofing is ongoing, and also we're going to be doing something called the screeding and put much of the floor. It's going to be today, and also the work is going to be in a complete manner today, which is a very fantastic module they're going to be doing here. A little bit today we don't have Murimi. Much of the people are going to be talking about where is Murimi today. Murimi a little bit today we have disqualified him because a little bit crazy, and he needs high supervision, and he can only work under high supervision of police. That's what I can just talk about. To this kind of the time is the only condition he can work is where the police officers are, and to this kind of the time we have to talk about what is always relevant, and we need people who are just making the work easier, because what we are doing here a little bit is to make sure that we are supporting them. But if we're going to be talking about A, B, C, D, bring much of the postcom intercoms, we are not going to be relying into that one. We have to go forward with how everything is just moving here. So back to the spot here. I can just say by today you can now see the plaster is on it, roaming out, and also the bricks they are here. Much of hello, Mambi Kochonjo. Yeah, you could have searched for the work. Ungechapa mboka. Now the stomach is a problem right now. Something little. What do you mean something little? Tea? Haven't you brought some tea here, man? Some? Tea. Much of the people want some tea.
No.
They don't want tea.
No.
What do you want?
Brought tea.
You want hurricanes? Why? And you? Yes. It's called a rough road. But what I can just say.
Kwani hamjakunywa chai mbona? Kama mlikuja mimi asubuhi sana.
What's the time? The time is 10 in the morning. And
So I was giving them.
nani hajapata chai bana?
Nani hajapata?
Haya.
Mwenye hajapata chai bana, wewe angalia vile watakunywa chai.
Angalia chai.
Yeah, you have to look forward and make sure that the tea is coming. Bring food, man.
So
the food is the most, and the more they get much of the food, the more the work will be in a complete,
but money, you know money. I don't have money.
You don't have money. How now you're gonna be catering for this kind of the people to eat?
I don't have money.
So how did the fast?
I'm just struggling my best.
Okay. You have to look forward and understand like what is your home? What are they eating in your home there?
So in my home, we have
There is food.
There is food.
Yeah.
Huh?
So today we have.
There is, let me say about we have like something like sugar.
Sugar is there.
Sugar
bring
is
them
not
tea.
there.
No problem.
Sugar is not. Sugar is not there. Something like about food. Ugari. We have a lot of them.
Okay.
We have a lot of ugari, but we don't have the veggies. Veggies is the problem.
So veggies, who told you that you need a complicated meal?
No,
You need a very slight. Man, you understand. You have to struggle to make sure this kind of the people gonna be getting.
So I'm
food,
struggling. That is the reason. You can tell them. You can ask them. Since they started here, the construction, they have never not.
Now
eaten
today,
anything.
I look at how
But
many.
they came late. Not that they were not.
Okay. So if there is ugali, so why can't you cook very early so they can just eat very early? So the veggies, which kind of the veggies are you talking about here?
Anything.
Anything? What do you mean by anything?
So it will be their suggestion.
Greens, eh?
Yeah, greens.
Yeah, greens of 100 is enough. Take this.
Okay.
Yeah, bring the greens of 100 shillings. That will be enough.
Thanks.
So make it happen. Tell them to put water and cook ugali.
I don't think if there will be now need of tea. Now is ugari.
That's what I'm talking about. Let them prepare lunch early enough. Okay. Whoever is preparing, eh? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about here. So the tea is characteristically not welcomed at this kind of the time. Yeah. Whoever has not taken tea a little bit, they will just be crazy a bit and make sure that you're gonna be waiting for them to come to the lunch.
Yeah, but
the luncheon is coming.
I have been trying my best.
Yeah, try it because the work is now in a complete manner, and we want to be making sure that everything is coming out very fantastic here. Exactly. Well, so you said you have a breaking news today?
So I have a breaking news, but I'm just rushing to go and buy some.
Which kind of the breaking news do you have? Breaking news has to come quickly as possible because it's not something of one.
Yeah, the breaking news is that I have been given with my dad my portion to where to build.
Okay, which kind of the portion is it?
We have over there.
Is it down or from up? Are you separating it in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle.
So it's this area?
Yeah, in that area.
That area. So it's from down there?
Yeah.
So whenever...
So I was just having some suggestions. If you can go there, you can, because my dad showed me, if you want to build here or here, that...
No, you can show me via the finger. I can now see. Show me via the finger.
So they were just talking about if I can build in that place.
From the upper section?
Yeah, from the upper section, or in that ant hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
from there. Yeah. Okay, the good thing is when the materials are going to be coming, and we're going to be placing them at the upper section. Yeah. Let you be at this kind of the level, from that kind of far level. It will be so good.
But even here, even that crazy.
Okay, the materials. I'm talking about the materials. Yeah. Right now, because we are not going to be.
I'm not scared about the maize.
No. Don't talk about the maize. Is useful at this kind of the time. Yeah. And what we are doing is a material collection. And you're going to be looking for a good field at the upper section here. Okay. So you can just put much of the materials. We are not going to interfere with the maize. And this is food. We cannot interfere with the food. Okay. By this kind. And we are not ready to build still. Yeah. We are collecting materials. So when we collect the materials to enrich ourselves and reach ourselves, like now the materials are enough, we shall see whenever the season is off, we we can now see what to tangle from there. Okay. That's what I was ever meaning. Eh? Okay. Exactly. So that's the very best, and I appreciate. Go bring the food, man. Go bring the food, guys. The plaster is now almost getting on over, and you can now see everything is just getting very fantastic here. So I think everything is just running. I have gamba tugo. Ono dero ni busa. Kana ambia tibusa. Busa mamdogo ambia aragufunga. Kana utaenda mpaka huko, ambia mamdogo awapatie kila mtu ile ya 50-50. Sindio? Sindio? Ni 60. 60. No problem. Oh, sasa I can sasa ni ngwara gote. Ni mimi mkubwa. So the Mugesi father will just divide by 3. Exactly, that's enough. Exactly. So guys, we are sorting it out, and talk about the fathers to Ernesto, father to Mugesi, and the father to Robigal. They are here to make sure that we're gonna be getting their share in the morning, and also look forward. And if we don't sustain them this kind of the morning right now, we shall be in a problem, which I mean like they're gonna be causing much of the mayhem here, and we don't want to have such kind of the condition still progressing at this kind of the level, this kind of the time. So we have to give them the share so they can just vanish and make sure that other things are gonna be progressing more fantastic here. So as the way the work is just ongoing here, and I appreciate much of the top masons and the top handyman who are here to make sure that the toilet is gonna be in a finishing point, and which is gonna be coming right now, which we are on it at this kind of the time. Keep it tuned. I'm gonna be back to you after making sure that everything is just tangling and also getting to the far point that we have ever been talking about here. So keep tuned. I'm gonna be back to you in a short rangi. Oh, unataka kazi ya rangi? Guys, he need the work of a painting. This is the engineer. Look for the engineer, because everything the engineer has the quotation of everything. Yeah, ask if it's painting and whatever, the engineer knows more about that one. So you can ask him. He's here. Yeah, he is here. Exactly. So the engineer, the man is looking for the painting.
Oh, we are not going to paint. We are going to rough cast it.
Or rough cast. Yeah. But what about the cobras?
Inside and the inside.
The cobras. But that one, the fisher board and the cobra is not something big, eh? Yeah. And even a learned person can do it. Okay. If we look for...
What I've told you.
Okay.
We are going to rough cast it.
Yeah, exactly.
And inside is the only plastering.
It's a plaster.
Yeah,
and steel plaster. It's called a steel plaster. Very smooth, eh? Yeah. Exactly. And if you, some colors, what do you want to see colors whenever you are doing the necessary inside here? What are the colors? What's the painting?
So this is not the car.
So you want the paint when you are spotting to see what?
You are speaking about it. So this is not the car.
Which one?
This
no,
one.
We are talking about painting.
Painting.
Yeah, that's what we are talking about. We cannot paint inside, man. So what are we looking for?
Okay.
Yeah, we are not looking for. So, we just squat and look for the color. Oh, this color is very fantastic. I can put it into my own house, or you can put it into your own toilet. You can now see how it's gonna be. If you're gonna be into that kind of the position, but you're gonna be painting it outside only, and talk about the cobra. No. I'm going down. So everything is so fantastic. Don't worry about that one. So guys, we are on it, and everything is just getting good. And keep tuned. I'm gonna be back to you and making sure that everything is happening today. A beautiful folks, wherever you are, welcome back again at this kind of the time again. And we have just rushed with this kind of the project very quickly. Yeah. And I appreciate much of the people tuned, commenting and talking about here. This is the best way for us to make and also get this kind of the best moment we are. And back to Ernesto, he is here. A little bit today, we're going to be having a little bit of a failure. Yeah. In a way, like we have lacked much of the sand, which was your department. And we have lacked the sand today. We could have already finished this this kind of the curtain wall, but I understand it's we approximated, and sometimes approximation is not the correct digits that you can come out and extensively talking about. That is the way we're gonna be making it happen. So today they have already plastered the all outings, and also they have started the cobrarization. You can see talk about this kind of the molding here. They have just done the molding, and also tomorrow going to be completing the zones that are not yet completed here. As you can now see, the bathroom is already oriented in a way like tomorrow going to be used in terms of making sure that everything will be just okay. So the only thing is I'm going to be asking Ernesto is curing done here?
Curing? What do you mean about curing?
Curing. Kumwagilia maji. Do you water?
Oh, kumwagilia maji. Yeah, today morning I watered.
Or you always water?
Yeah.
So make sure that you have to water this kind of the toilet, so it can just be so hard because it's built within. It has not been drying muchly. Talking about it has dried like you can see. Mugesi's house there. It has dried completely. Yeah. Nobody can come and complain. Oh, it is not drying. No, it has dried completely. So coming to this kind of the toilet, and now after coming out of here, because I told you we're gonna be here for 4 good days only, and after 4 days we shall have vanished and we shall go with no trace. And at that kind of the level, I can just say everything is so fantastic here. You can just give yourself one-on-one talkings here.
So guys, welcome again to Gintu's channel. Remember to subscribe to his channel, comment and like the video, guys.
Yeah.
You can have a clear look that today the step that it has been made over here, and today I think is the second last day. Guys, today you have heard from Gintu that saying that I have failed here. Sure, I have failed, but we approximate, and even him, he was accepting.
No. I never accepted it. I was the one who told you like we have a tractor.
Yeah.
Put the sand. They told you no, it's enough. This is even too much.
Yeah.
You allowed them to control you.
So I didn't know about that.
Oh,
I didn't know.
It was first time
they
for
were
this kind
talking
of
a lot of them. They were talking about.
Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah,
it's enough.
It's
you
enough.
understand? We said it could be a 2-room.
Yeah.
So don't talk about how it could be. If it could be the 2-room, it could be so enough. But the 3-room, it has been extended a bit, and everything so good. So we have remained with the doors, and I think we have remained with 1 iron sheet. And now we acknowledge you to give us 2. Exactly?
Yeah, sure.
Which is a 2 meter. And make sure we're going to be making some of the doors here. I think some of the timbers are there. And we're going to be coming to put something called, how is it called? The timbers. Hey, the douche. A fisher board, exactly. That's what the name I was looking for. So we are now looking forward for tomorrow. The fisher board, completion of the plaster, and also completion of the construction, and also some screeding and flowing much of the toilet. And also whoever will be there, if the cobrarization will be finished, some of the people will start doing the painting tomorrow to make sure you're going to be coming, or on after you starting using it, they will come and paint whenever you are on it ongoing.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's not something which is complicated. A bit they're going to be coming for rough cast, which is what is going to be coming here next, because already everything is placed where necessary to make sure that everything is happening perpendicularly. So I see some of the top mason right now today, they have already gone very early because of not the sand, and also the work has been completed because they have done a meticulous work, and already even the toilet has just a look of a toilet right now.
Now it has a rope.
Exactly.
And but I promised that about the sand, I promised that I will be controlling the sand.
Tomorrow.
So by tomorrow,
not controlling again. Or you make sure that tomorrow you bring the sand.
Yeah, by
whenever they're going to
I'll
be coming here, around 7 a.m., you should have already brought much of the sand to the site.
Sure.
Exactly. Keep it tuned. And that is the best way we're going to be doing here.
Wow,
and today we never had Murimi. Where is he today?
For me, even me, I don't know why he did. But early in the morning, he was here.
Yeah.
I don't know the reason why he didn't work.
Exactly. We have to understand. He has gone for a border.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe that is the necessary thing we can just talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Much of the people are talking about why are you so shy?
For me,
the camera.
I'm not shy.
Yeah, 24/7 you are looking at me. You are not looking at the camera.
So I have to look at the camera.
Yeah.
So okay.
Why are you looking at me?
So guys,
no, you should face the camera and talk about this is what we're gonna be doing at this kind of the rate. But most of the time you are looking at me. Why?
Well,
or the person who is talking.
So I'm just.
Or you have to confirm. No, don't look at here. Maybe that's the trend you're gonna be having,
So,
man.
yeah,
Exactly. That's the best. And I appreciate much of the people also tuned and also supporting this kind of the channel to go forward and making sure that everything is so fantastic here. So guys, to this kind of the time, we're gonna be ending up this kind of the work at this kind of the moment. And for the people who are being tuned and also participating in this kind of the module and supporting us in terms of encouragement and support, we really appreciate and we say God bless you abundantly at this kind of the time. Did you bring the lunch?
Yeah, and they were saying that they are very full, and we have a lot of them remaining.
Oh,
Because we are farmers.
You brought much.
Yeah, I brought much, and the man that you gave me, I decided I have to go there. I added some, so I bought the eggs and the sukuma wiki.
Which are the kales, huh?
Yeah, kales.
And they have just worked meticulously.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the best way we want much of the people. Whoever comes to the site, they should be given
something to eat.
Yeah, exactly. The food. The food is the must. And including at my own site also, I always make sure that everything is placed where necessary. And I do the best to make sure that they cannot come out without eating anything. That's the best thing that I always orient myself with. So guys, this is a way of getting forward and appreciate. Keep on tuned and always make it happen, and have that kind of a morale, like things gonna be happening. Nobody could talk about the trail can be built in 3 or 2 days. Much of the people are gonna be wondering, oh, how is it possible, how it's gonna be? And this is the reality, and we can show the reality, and much of the people are supporting us can show the reality, like we can make it happen. And this is the best way that we're gonna be making to make sure we're gonna be supporting each other from each kind of the move we're gonna be making. You have said your father has given you a plot, so make sure that now you're gonna not sell it, because it will be like Murimi.
I can't.
So when Murimi was given a land, he said like, okay, this is now my land, I can do whatever I need at whatever rate I want to do. So he started selling the land. So you are given the mandate to make sure you're gonna be owning that kind of the land. Don't disrespect yourself and talk about the ancestral land going to be sold. And right now you might be into temptations. Whenever this kind of the people will know you have already received a place, like you are now told this is your place, you understand they might come out and talk about, now I'm going to be promising you this, I'm going to be giving you this, you understand this, the rate we are living, I'm going to be building your house here and making sure they're going to be cutting this kind of the piece of land. You are not trusting like Murimi could just go forward and talk about the land could not be sold. Not 100%. Even Murimi is 20-20. 20 by 20. It can sell or not sell. That's them. And I saw her complaining about the return of the wife. I do think about it was just necessary for the wife to go, and maybe it was just cheating us about 2-3 things because we were not available. And why was he sleeping with Brian in the same house?
So for me, I can't explain about how the reason why he was just.
You were there talking about he has been jailed. Didn't you understand what he has done?
So the reason that why he was just jailed, he went to whereby David Jr. he just doing some construction for they do call her dancing mom, dancing grandma. So he went there.
That dancing grandma?
Nani Bokogisinge.
Oh, the
dancing grandma.
That woman there.
Yeah.
I ever danced with her properly.
So he know how to dance. Just imagine the time that he was just now.
My friend, I'm telling you, even right now, she see me this way.
Yeah.
You understand, I was the first person to start this kind of the charity to those kind of the people, to the upper section, because there was no light to the upper section. Like, I started getting greens, and you understand, she was the one who was my project manager to the top section. And whenever she told me that tomorrow, come, I will show you where to go. Whenever I go, turning around, they talk about the fabric, I give them the fabric, we dance, and she gets 100 and talk about, gota. And we come back home. It was a work that we were doing in terms of the charity, and she's the good thing about that woman, she doesn't know about the team. Whenever you go as you and Nesto, she will recognize you.
But for now, let me tell you one thing. For now, you can't.
Who told you? Who told you?
Just make her.
I met with her and I told her, hey.
But when
you
decided to go there.
Nothing, my friend. My fish ponds are aligning to his farm.
Yeah, his farm.
Yeah. So what is the problem? She always come and ask for fish. I always tell her not yet every time. And she ever told me like, oh, come to the site here, come and see how God has changed my life. Because she understand what I did to her life. Because as much of the people criticized her, even before AZ recognized her, I was there. I was there. Even when AZ did a party, I was there to that kind of the party. And I was at my fish farm and I went there. Nico Buddha, they were there. Much of the people were representing there. So don't think about, you understand, maybe they have been told like, okay, this kind of the person should not come or this kind of the person should not come. You understand it's a way of this kind of the people, not as or other people who are relevant outside here to get much of the attention from them. But the real thing is whatever you are doing and it's reflecting what is tomorrow, don't fear about anything, my friend. Everything has to come in a way forward. But there's nobody who can just come and talk about Gintu, don't go there. Nobody. Even if there's a way there and there's a road, nobody can stop me. It's a bad thing when you can just talk about you're going to be cut crossing to maybe the Shampa and getting to her position. Or sometimes you can be sent, or sometimes you can talk about you have a vital information about the people. And I met her. I had one of the story. I met her in Nyaboanse. She told me like, oh, Gintu, I'll never forget you. You are the one who opened the doors for me. You understand? Sometimes you can never know. Some of the people can talk about, oh, you are the one who's changing much of the... I was the first person who started orienting myself there and promoting the YouTube channel, getting from those kind of the women or the women and also supporting them whatever small it could be. I can remember some tomatoes. I can remember there's a time when I was cultivating or getting some greens at my fish ponds there. Then she was coming to help me plant them. But somebody went and rounded them up. And
roundabout.
Yeah, exactly. Round up. And they rounded them up and they dried. At that particular moment, I can say like much of the people, they always understand. There's a person who oriented this kind of the platform. Maybe at this kind of the way we can just talk about this is the toilet. After 1 month, you start building. You talk about Gintu was the one who oriented the first construction or project to my home. He has a good hand or a good heart. That is how it is now to that kind of the mom. So whenever it comes to that kind of the things, we have to understand how they come. Because when I decide like I want to be coming to you, I have my full heart is there. Talk about I want to make it happen. And I want to see also the same person shining. You know what is that? The difference is whereby somebody can come to your life, like I always come, and I can advise you and tell you this, you can do this at this rate at this moment. But there's a person who can talk about, let me not tell them. So I can just now, they will be the same position, they still bow to me and they will kneel to me. Some of the people act like the way. Like a person cannot show you how to fish. So they want them also, every time, they will come with a fish for you to eat. So one day they will not be there, you will go and beg.
And that is what was happening in Murimi.
Exactly.
And he was just given fish.
He was being always given fish, always given fish.
But not
when fished at a time.
He thrown them away.
He was thrown away whenever he was told go and fish. He could not throw the bait. He could not throw the net. Why? He has been already utilized completely. I have heard much of the people talking about David Jr. started to help him and orient him into a modern person or bring him to the good fact. How can a person talk about David Jr. was having a good heart to him, yet they are buying the same land that could just benefit him? Which kind of a rhetorical thing is it coming there? Sometimes I don't understand what the person is talking about. Oh, I want to be here. It's like the same. I come to this kind of talk about here. I'm building you this kind of the toilet. You are my friend. Let's work together. Yet at the same hand, I've bought a land from me, and I tell you that encourage, move on. The life will change. How will the life change? And yet you have just sold me a land. So it's like a rhetorical thing or a sin, which is not sin like it's something that can benefit both the villagers and both whatever we are doing. It's a hookup. Like okay, you remove money from here. You put it here. You understand? If you have a business, if you have a business like right now, you can talk about, let me get some money, buy some stuffs, put them here. After putting them to my shop, they will be bought, then the money. So you are removing money here, putting here, removing here, putting here. That's what is the life of Murimi. So he's always challenged. Yeah, give us this kind of the piece, then we give you a motorbike.
Yeah, a motorbike.
Then after this kind of the motorbike, you see how the motorbike is. Now you're gonna be now making sure gonna be building you a house. Now cut this way and make sure.
You didn't know this. You know he sold the another land.
Yes, already sold.
To pay for the case. There is a case that he was just having. There is a case that he was just fighting with Mossad. So Mossad went and take some B3. Is it B3?
Yeah, it's a B3.
So he went and takes B3, and he went to the police, and he arrested Murimi. After arresting him, my dad went there and they talked, and they decided that the Murimi has to pay.
How much?
It was 30,000 Kenyan shillings. Just imagine, Murimi sold another land for 30,000 Kenyan.
To who?
To contact himself. To contact. Just imagine. For 30,000. Now, they just do some approximate saying that this place from this place to this place is like 30,000.
Approximation.
Approximation. So they approximate, saying this place and this is like one.
So what is wrong with Murimi? When
So,
you can talk about he's your brother.
He's my brother for real, but the only thing that is just taking him back is because of I don't know if the Rika taking Rika.
Leak or stupidity?
And also, I can say there is some stupidity inside there because, you know, a man who is just understanding himself.
Not only understanding. What I can tell you is this kind of the man is a universian.
Yeah.
He went to university.
He went to university.
Did he graduate?
No. He didn't graduate. But imagine, just imagine.
I can see where now
that,
things started.
Just imagine, my dad sold the land in order to pay for him a school fees.
Sold to the same people.
To the same.
At the river.
At the river.
I can understand.
In order to pay for Murimi. A school fees.
And again, he used those kind of the money to go and be stupid and come again and sell the same other land and bring some of the chaos again to the same family members.
To the same family members. So after they sent the land in order to take Murimi to it was near university.
I can remember.
And my dad paid he paid 2 years, 2 good years.
Exactly.
So after that, Murimi went there. But some days, 1 week, he came back with his bags. So I don't know. Until now, as we are just speaking here, I don't know the reason why he didn't continue.
Complied with the studies.
The studies.
So it means like he started becoming a little bit crazy. A long time ago.
Yeah.
And also
like from 2017, 2018.
He now became rampant.
Yeah. And very rough.
And very rough.
And very rude.
And very rude. So right now, how is the case? Has he paid for that kind of the money?
So yeah, he has already paid the money.
So was it approximately talk about 30,000 Kenya shillings, or it was extended in a way like he has to remain with the pocket change?
No, it was exactly 30,000 Kenyan money, because he went to Dimwango, but Dimwango was just refused. And he was just talking about that a man cannot sell his land for 30,000. For me, I'm not going to buy a land of 30,000. But there, whereby the contact decided to go and speak to him, and they agreed. No.
Or the
contact himself was the one who bought the land.
Okay.
Not D. No.
Oh.
Yeah. That is it.
Why approximately?
So, you know, in the perimeter wall, whereby they have already put the fence, you can go there and you can find some another size source up in the fence. That is the place that they were. And he took the money. Even my father was the one who took the money. to the
So,
man.
so it means like much of the people think about maybe your father who was arrested here with Murimi to have that kind of the case to the court. They thought about he was bad maybe, who was refusing not to allow this kind of the people to tamper with his own land and make sure they're gonna be coming out or doing much of the terrible things. So much of the people thought about maybe he was wrong or he was bad at that kind of the matter. But at the real sense, Murimi is so rude and rough, and is being used to make sure he can cause any kind of the mayhem to any kind of the place.
Because right now a lot of people are just fear. It's like they are just fearing him.
Not even fearing. Nobody wants to acknowledge himself or herself with him, because as long as you you get yourself engaging or getting much of the friendship, you are already messed up. That tomorrow and tomorrow but when you find yourself somewhere else. I saw how they were acting with the Brian, the young boy whom I studied with, and right now I don't know if you're gonna be taken to a rehab or whatever, but it's the same character. Whenever they wake up, liquor. Whenever I lunchtime, liquor. In the evening,
Early in the
it's
morning.
liquor. Early in the
Just
morning.
imagine, very early in the morning.
But is it a character that has been portrayed with your fathers also?
I can say he's a character because
From your fathers?
from my fathers, there is no any of our father who doesn't take
Liquor. Early in the morning. So I saw it here today.
Yeah.
When I was in this kind of the video, as you saw it from the start, I had to give out some of the money. If you want not to have some trouble and to this kind of the village, sort them and they go.
They go.
If you retain them here, you'll hear bombastic words, you'll hear some of the abuses, and so many troubles that will be coming out. For you to diffuse and bring this kind of all the chaotic out.
Not only my family, this village.
The whole of it. The mostly, because this kind of the village is mostly inhabited with your own group. Talk about your father's group. And they are the ones who are the worst out of the worst. Because even talk about they cannot be advised, number one. Number two, they can be used the way they be used. Money is everything to them. So the character of Murimi is portrayed from the genotypic ratio and the phenotypic ratio of the parents. In a way like when you can see a person can come and insist, I want you to give me this money. Yet this kind of the person, yesterday I met with him, talking about, oh, I need you to give me 1,000 because I was working to this kind of the construction. I talked about I don't have a construction. I have given out the work of, talk about, these are contract work, and I've given it out. So if you have not yet completed your work and the contractor has got the work, so why do you come to charge me? Or talk about I'm going to be the one who will give you much of the money. You start talking about, no, you are the one, everybody knows you are the one who is having the contract. I asked, who paid you the previous day when you started? No, was I the one? No. Who gave you? The other boy who is the contractor. Okay, go and ask the same money from that same person in a way that they can insist. They can insist in a way like, and they know, like they are insisting, but they know that I will get this kind of the money. Yesterday again, he was in the work, but he went to Nyabuanse and caused much of the mayhem. Like again, he booked somebody's motorbike. And went and fall down.
And he has his own motorbike.
And he has his own motorbike. It was locked.
So because of?
It was locked because he fall down with somebody's motorbike and got some mechanical damages. So the person who, the owner of the motorbike, went and got his motorbike and tied it and talked about, you have to pay me first, then I unlock this kind of the motorbike. So he had to come again, and you understand we met him onto the road.
And already, even me, I gave him 300 Kenyan shillings. 300
Kenyan shillings. He was looking for 1,000. So he came to me again so I can just pay for him. Talking about, give me for tomorrow because I'll be there. Who? Sometimes you have to understand how it comes out at this kind of the point. So guys, it's one of the ways of discussing on how this kind of the thing should be. And I think you also see this kind of the things how they maneuver, and you have to act as a person. You be the change, man. Yeah, why can't you be the change? Because everybody is a liquor. From this side, liquor. From the other side, talk about stuff, so talk about sniffing, smoking, whatever. It's going to be coming from each and every kind of the side. But now have a change. Talk about now me, let me act responsibly. Because who is going to maintain and make a change? Obasa started this kind of the toilet, dug the toilet.
Yeah.
So everybody is looking for the lady to come and again talk about, oh, Obasa, why did you leave it? And why couldn't you complete it? So a little bit it will be coming crazy in a way that everybody, 4 boys, you are 4 boys?
Yeah, 4 boys.
4 boys looking for the, talk about maybe the second last lady to come and build it. A little bit crazy. And that's the module now we're going to be talking about. Why could she be a change? Yeah. The good thing is you have to understand yourself and make sure that things going to be coming and flowing out. Understand the program. Understand yourself and be determined. Focus yourself. Know that tomorrow is
another day.
Thank you very much. That's one of the way of understanding ourselves and also encouraging ourselves to make sure they're going to be doing something which is more fantastic and just very nice, and moving on with each and every kind of the section, how it comes. And I appreciate much of the people tuned, locked in, and also supporting this kind of the channel to talk about let's move, and because the movement is always antagonized. And this is the way forward. Let's groove with it, man.
It's a list over here.
Final?
Yeah.
The final recap.
So, guys, for me, I can say that I can give thanks whoever is just beside this. Huh?
Yeah.
It just is like we can say that behind the scene.
Exactly.
The person who
anonymous.
And I don't know him, or I don't know her.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate. You know, for a person decided to help you like me. It's not that
and they don't know you. They are not related to you.
And they are not related to me.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate on you. I'll keep on praying for you. Wherever you remove that money, it will be blessed.
Exactly.
So guys, I goes by Ernesto. So I'm just asking if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment and like my video. Always we do say one love.
One love always, as I'm gonna be finishing up this kind of the session. Thank you very much, man.
Wagon.
And make it happen. Get some of the utensils in, talk about this kind of the basins. They cannot cause much of the crackatoos outside here. Some of the moment here. Exactly, guys, a little bit some of the material still remaining here, like some of the bricks, they are here to complete this kind of the work here. And we have tried our best because we are moving to this kind of the Esquire, and we have the best module for us to do. They have much of the ventilation also, and this work has been done more fantastic. And I congratulate much of the people talking about here again too. That's the blessed up as we're gonna be supporting each other to make sure that everything is coming out more fantastic here. It's one of the way of building this kind of the toilets here, and also understanding how the program always gets on at this kind of the way forward at this kind of the caliber. So finishing up this kind of the module is coming to talk about God bless you, each and every kind of the person who has been tuned and being there to support this kind of the project I'm talking about here. We have to make it happen. And I said, if you're gonna be talking about you're gonna be supporting, the doors are open, and also cherish together with Ernesto and make sure you're gonna be supporting him so he can just move on and do other things which are responsible. And tomorrow but one, the work and talk about I will just hand it over to Ernesto, the toilet, and talk about everything is so fantastic here. There's no much of talking about. We're gonna be having some meals here, whatever. This is just a small gadget. You can talk about even a gadget, small stuff here that doesn't require much of the tension, which is just a toilet here. So we have to move forward and also make sure that things wanna be covered from there. Exactly. Keep it tuned, man. Yeah, always representing the vibes of the real G. And here is the way forward. We're going to be making it happen. Thank you, man. Exactly. See you tomorrow, because tomorrow is another day. Exactly, guys, as we are done and to this kind of the area, as we're going to be moving back to another subject, as we're going to be handling much of the matters A, B, C, D. So as you can just cop up with whatever is coming out from the session, and each kind of the matters we're going to be solving, and also appreciate whoever is there, and keep it tuned, keep it locked, because everything is moving. Support each other. Whoever you find like there will be, this is the way you can just support this kind of the person, will make everything so necessary. I say that kudos and support each kind of the party and make it happen. Everybody is essential and everybody is so useful to the community, and everybody has his own person talks about this is the person I trust at this kind of the moment, and the doors are open to each and every kind of the person. Also Gintu is building, other people are building, and everybody everybody's building. Whoever you find like it will be so easy for you to tackle and also help, make it happen, because we are here to cherish ourselves and understand what is always forward here. And this is the way forward, as I'm going to be bulking myself and getting to the fish farm, because I'm going to be passing. This is the pathway getting to my fish farm, as I'm going to be landing there to understand what is the work from there and what has been done and how are we going to be moving on. And this is the forward march. Guys, back again to the spot of the fish farm here, and I'm going to be checking what's going to be coming out from here relevantly. Oh, a bit crazy. The days are always moving here, and a bit really I can talk about I'm moving around. Sometimes I'm so tired in this kind of the evenings, already 16 in the evening, but you have to make sure that everything is going to be coming out so effective here. As you can now see, the fish ponds here, they're so clean right now, and I'm going to be checking what kind of the work has been done a bit right here, as we're going to be covering much of the sections as they come always out, and understand what is always to be measured and also coming out more effectively. This is the third fish pond here, and it's well balanced and equipped with the necessary gadgets to make sure that everything going to be so good. Yesterday we were making sure that we're going to be getting some old pipings that were here. We had to make sure we're going to be changing all the pipings here, get the new one, and also understand that this kind of an area has to get the good module of the water retention. So coming to this kind of the position today, I was planting much of the trees, and I think they are good to go, because I've planted much of the trees here. Yesterday time, talk about there's a previous time I was attacked with much of water, which was high. The rain was so high in a way that we had much of the flooding, and that kind of the water, how I saw how a best and big amount of water it was coming, I thought about it will just get my fish ponds out. So I decided to make sure that I'm going to be planting a lot of trees here that will just make sure that we're going to be uptaking the erosionic way, so they can just prevent much of the erosion at this kind of an area. So already much of other trees they're here, like there's a forward tree that is there which was planted with Jamaican anko. They're still persistent here, but we have much of the people who are still maybe stupid, you can call them. They're always bringing much of the cows, and also they bring much of the animals to graze alongside the rivers here, and causing much of the mayhem to this kind of the trees, and looking a little bit shagara bagara here. But I have to make sure I'm going to be maintaining them, because this is the time I'm going to be making sure I'm going to be fencing the land, as I don't want much of the troubles right now, and I want to be making sure that everything is segmented the way it's so proper. And also this kind of an area, also I have planted much of the trees to cover up this kind of an area, because this kind of the soil erosion that we're going to be evolving or developing, this kind of the river here, it's not subsequently trustable. Anytime you can find the whole or a bulk of soil collapsing and getting and vanishing with a complete immediate effect. So I had to make sure that I'm planting all this kind of an area, some of the trees, and the fence will just be fenced, but I leave a little bit of a space that whoever want to access the river from this kind of because the other person from this kind of the side had already fenced the land, and I don't want to fence it completely in a way that everybody is just depending on this kind of the fish farm to pass and also access the river. I want to be making sure that I want to be fencing and leaving a small spot. Talk about I'm going to be placing much of the trees at the side and leaving this kind of the portion getting much of the people getting out, because always a road is necessary. Even me, sometimes I'm going to be talking about I want to go to the far end or to the other position. What am I going to do at this kind of a rate? I have to make sure that I'm getting through or casting or cut crossing or crossing that kind of an edge and getting to the far spot that they're going to be getting myself onto. That is what is always driving me. So guys, this kind of the fish farm has been literally a little bit slowing down in terms of talk about the management, but I've decided to talk about everything has to go on, and sometimes to get much of the feeds to this kind of the fish is a bit crazy, a bit expensive, and you have to make sure that you are determined, and you personally, because a risk taker is the person who is engaging into terms of that kind of the business. You should be there as to check what is going to be done, and this kind of the people should follow them them up, and they will now give you the most impactful, which is the positive impact to the surrounding. If you leave them alone, talk about, oh, just go and work and come back, it will be the crackatoos of the moment at that kind of the way. I can remember there's a time I weeded this kind of an area and I planted much of the greens here, and tomorrow they'll start weeding this kind of an area and also getting it to the preparation, and I'm going to be bringing also again the greens to this kind of an area because it's so fertile for me to plant much of the greens that are going to be coming out from here and getting them to be sold or much more. Because I have a lot of water, I can do much of irrigation, and the field is so nutritive in a way that for the crops growing and also understanding, we should not depend on talking about all the greens. We should have to buy much more veggies, and this is where I started my production of helping much of the vulnerable using this kind of the field, as I brought here a lot of cow dung, which is manure, to make sure we're going to be sustaining us to have the productive green veggies that were coming from this kind of the side here. So this kind of the projects are one of the biggest projects that is only practiced here if we be serious, and I maintain the course that much of the people cannot trespass, cannot do whatever, they cannot come and steal much of the fish, and also there are much of the productive of the feeds. We shall be in a very better position to understand everything is so extended very nicely here, which is the best moment for us to grow and also get ourselves where we are necessary to go. Because it was approximately December, this kind of the December, we were to do the harvesting here of this kind of the fish ponds and understand what's going to be probably coming out at this kind of the time, and we have to absolutely understand what is always coming out from here. And much of the people supporting and talking about Gintu, let us move forward with this kind of the way, and I always understand myself, and I always walk alone much of the times. Much of the people have to understand it. I always walk alone, and I like walking alone because much of the people who you ever talk about are going to be bringing closer to you, they always bring the impact which is negative to your life. Sometimes they're going to be discovering you, and they're going to be spilling and splitting much of the things to other people, spilling much of the beans to much of the people, and talk about, oh, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be. I don't like that, and I always understand myself this is the impact that you're going to be doing. Not everybody will ever give you the morale, like, oh, Gintu, can you do this, can you do this? But if my heart tells me, Gintu, you have to do this at this kind of particular time, not everybody will allow you. And I always understand myself and talk about I will move forward at that kind of the rate. I understand myself. Everybody is struggling right now. Much of the people right now, I know the economy from wherever you are, much of the people wherever you are coming from, the economy is a little bit harder. And whenever you're going to be supporting us, we talk about, yeah, even watching your buying some of the bundles, you are using the Wi-Fi, they are paid for. Talk about much of the people are going to be paying for the mortgages this kind of the time, but absolutely they will come out and talk about, yeah, I have to support you in this kind of the thing, and also make sure that you're going to be moving as other people are moving on and on and on. And if you are making it happen as you're going to be supporting and also watching our videos, it's one of the best impactful manner you are just doing and supporting the village to grow, because everybody, much of the people want to see Gintu growing. Much of the people want to see this kind of the person growing. And how are we going to be growing? Because much of the people have to give you the morale, motivate, support always. And always do some of the charity works that much of the people also support and talk about. You have to make a change from this position to another position, which is the best way for us to move and also make the impactful way of changing their lives more better. And that is what I always understand at this kind of the rate. And this is the horizon that I had much of the people complaining ABCD or Gintu this kind of the fish ponds yours. I don't always comply with much of the people that always talk about, oh, how it's gonna be. Let them keep on watching and looking, because this kind of the fish ponds, once upon a time they were used in the platform, and much of the people started gaining a lot of money when I had a little bit gone low in terms of the financially. I was a bit not stable. Then I left them hanging, and they had already been covered with some of the weeds. Much of the people started talking about those kind of the people, they started coming and shooting much of the videos here, and they were given much of the funds to talk about aquamarize and get the fish ponds and wake them up. But they were not there, as this kind of the fish pond, whenever now it took over the game, and they talked about gonna be making sure that everything is coming out, and a little bit I could just maintain them alone. And I am the only person and the personal person who can just make sure that this kind of the fish ponds are coming out more effective, because I know the impact of them, and I know how I used my own money and a lot of labor in terms of making sure I'm going to be excavating them out and becoming the way they are here. So it's one of the biggest projects that even they're recognized with one of the national government. The fish are there. Talk about the tilapia fish, and more than 3,000. Each kind of the fish pond has more than 800 fish at this kind of the spot. Keep it tuned. I'm going to be updating you more about it, and also understanding what we're going to be popping out each kind of the time. As you want to be watching, respect always. Keep it watching. Guys, welcome back to the construction here, and I'm going to be checking what we're going to be popping out at this kind of the time here. And today is the second day after we did the last construction here. A bit today we are not still back here, and it's due to the fact like we don't have much of the enough funds up to reach kind of the time, because also the materials are not up to the site. And here it looks like it has already reached to the lintel stage, but these are the way forward to understand like it will be so long and taller, this kind of the downer level here a bit. And what I can just say is we are trying our best to make sure that everything is coming out more effective, and looking forward to understand like this kind of the construction. Yes, we have reached there. I'm going to be updating much of the people to understand where have you reached at which kind of the time, and what are we lacking at which kind of the time, and what are we gonna be doing, which gonna be coming as one of the surplus maybe, or whatever gonna be coming in. And much of the people should be updated more about how it will be coming out effectively here. And still to the way forward here, we are looking forward to make sure that everything is maintained in a correct synoptic manner of making sure that everything is moving forward the way it has been aligned to go. Literally, the construction, yes, it takes a lot of time, and also it needs much of the tension, and the water is available, but not much. We have to come also and add talk about in terms of the inches down, as it's going to be so fantastic. Not the inches of whatever we're going to talk about the cucumberization, no, they talk about the feet down, so it can just be so fantastic, as it will now be holding a lot of water when it comes to the use in this kind of the platform we are. So the construction is ongoing as normal. If you're going to be supporting into, you're going to be making sure that the construction goes on, and there's no postcoms, intercoms that are going to be coming across us to understand like maybe some of the interferences. At this kind of time, we don't have much of the interferences from the surrounding or anyone. It's us to bulk ourselves and understand what we're going to be doing at which kind of the rate. I understand the construction, yes, it doesn't matter like, okay, we have to do it in a complete way. You understand, it's not like it's Ginto's project. I'll talk about, oh guys, you understand, you can just democratize ABCD. Whoever will be touched about talking about, we're going to be democratizing and helping to continue with this kind of the construction well, and very much thank you. Nobody is forced about, oh, we shall have to do it and this kind of the time. No, we don't have the specific time of coming back. Anytime is the time that we're going to be coming back and doing this kind of the construction and getting it to the further spot they're going to be talking about here. Also had one of the suggestions that they're going to be coming out. We said about we're going to be having a kitchen at this kind of an end, and also having going to be like an entry, the other entry from that kind of far end, which will be like maybe you can call it a veranda, but to this kind of the time, I was just having a little bit of a suggestion that could be coming out at this kind of the time, like we can have a simple kitchen that maybe after completing this, we can have a simple kitchen like this kind of the people. Nobody will know like this kind of the modern kitchen we're going to be constructing here, and no one can just use much of the firewood. This kind of the time, still much of the people are using much of the firewood. Maybe that we will not be there to buy this kind of the gases, LPG, much of the other essential things like so much modern, and we can can just use much of the firewood at this kind of the time. We can build another kitchen to the down there, which will be coming to that kind of the time. And it was just like a suggestion. But right now, let it be the way it is this way, and it will be just more okay if we can have another talk about another kitchen, which will be like a simple one that will be using much of the firewood to cook and do whatever is necessary to this kind of the time, which was one of the biggest suggestions that we're going to be looking for. You understand also their healthy purposes, not normal in a way like they are you're going to be talking about the 100%, there will be this, there will be this. Even sometimes you can just understand how they come out, how they do it, and how they always understand what to come out at which kind of the rate, at which kind of the time, at this kind of the level that we are, at this kind of the minute we are. That is what I'm going to be reflecting and also getting much of the people to understand, and also make it as a proper alignment of understanding what is always to be adjusted and at what time, and why are we adjusting it at which kind of the rate, and how are we going to be doing it as an alternative. That's the best way for us to go and making it to happen so slowly. Also, the next point is we understand like we have an outside toilet. Also having an inside toilet, talk about the inside toilet, it will a bit bring much of talk about maybe the chaotic things like the dirtiness sometimes, and some improper washing and sanitation of this kind of the things. You understand when I talk about that, some people can understand the condition of the mother, the condition of the father, how they are and how they possess themselves, which will a little bit align and to this kind of the alignment. Like a little bit we will have the messiness that will be krakatooing and coming out as a crinkums at that kind of the time of handling that kind of the toilet inside the house. Yes, it's gonna be so usual in terms of talking about maybe at night you cannot come out, maybe go subject yourself or whatever you're going to be subjecting yourself, but we have to come to the realization of the time, like how will it be properly done, like the blockages and much more. If you find yourself, maybe some of the visitors are going to be approaching and the toilets are going to be blocking because they have not been into these. Now they have been introduced into it, which is the first time. Let us live like the normal life we are ever living. So you cannot comprehend much of the things that will bring much of the problem in front, like the blockages of this kind of the piping system of the toilet, and bring much of the chaotic things and to this kind of the house, which will be so stinky, so smelling at that kind of the rate. And much of them talk about you have a good house, but nothing inside. It's going to be so sticky, which is going to be a bad suggestion we could be doing. Yes, I understand I have to do the best and make sure that everything is coming out so usual, because we don't have much of the materials also which are relevant for the construction to ongoing, and the sun is a bit already getting low, and there's no cement up to this kind of the time is available and to the store to make sure they're going to be using it when necessary. Also, after bringing this kind of the materials, that's the time I can just come out and talk about we're going to be now constructing and starting to get up to the lintel stage. If we're going to be coming back, that is where we can just rest our cases in terms of the lintel stage, which will be the next stage for us to move with this kind of the construction. Is a bit bigger. Whenever we started it, much of the people thought about, oh, it's just a shagara bagger or a postquam or interquam of a construction here. But right now you can come to the conclusion like it's one of the best and the biggest rooms that are going to be constructed here, which is a best house ever possible, that much of the people are just even walking here, they're just wondering which kind of a good design and a good model that much of the people will be ever doing the such a model we are ever building here to their own homes. Even me, whenever I see it, I talk about I can just even me build such kind of a house that will be so fantastic for us to just get ourselves into and also handle much of the things that are going to be coming out, which is the best way for us to go and also handle much of the things that are going to be coming here. So I appreciate much of the people also tuned and locked in as we're going to be finishing this kind of the video. As I say, that respect much more, and also getting forward to understand what's going to be popping out at each kind of the time as we make it happening here. So I've come here in the evening session after coming from the graduation there, talk about Kimberly was graduating a bit, and to make sure that also the office is the most important thing that we're going to be making sure the office is always attended up to and sign in and make sure that much of the people are going to be receiving much of the information, which is vital, and also acknowledging much of the people like we are still there to make it happen, and also appreciating the much fantastic time that you ever take to support us and also congratulate us. Much of the people also were promising like, okay, again to make sure that this kind of the house has bigger windows. I don't know if it will be necessary because it's about alongside the road, road, and we're going to be getting them up a section a little bit that will just make sure that we are not engaging into this kind of maybe the misery from other people from around side the road. I know we shall have a fence here whenever the time reaches, but right now we still don't have even that kind of the future, like we're going to be having a fence. We have that doubt that we're going to be having a fence here. I'm not sure 100%, but I have that kind of the hope, like we're going to be having a fence here that will be helping us to make sure that this kind of the security of this kind of an area is restored here, which is the best way for us to move and understand how it's going to be coming. Also, as I'm ending this kind of the video, I say that support this kind of the charity work that we're going to be getting on, and everything is gotten to the accountability and making sure that everything is moving forward the way it is. And whenever you promise you're going to be doing this at this kind of the rate, everything goes direct to where you are talking about to go. That is the way we ever make it happen, as we congratulate much of the people tuned in, supporting, giving advice, and also making sure that Gintu, you are the best. Always, hello internet, coming to this kind of the area, and I say that respect wanna be coming to you. Respect, yet always, and this is the end. Coming to you, subscribe, like, share, comment, as we're gonna be growing together as a team. Keep it tuned. Coming to you in a short while. Next video, blocking to it.